we look at this thing, we got to understand what is good for you might be bad for me, and vice versa. We all got our own views of life, we all got our own lifestyle, our own contracts, our own lessons, and our own journey. It's difficult to say what is right and what is wrong. It also applies, I feel, to one's belief system, because, you get somebody that believes, for argument's sake, to have a bottle of wine every night's fine because they brought up with it. Then you get somebody who says, no, 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 I don't believe that's good for you. So everybody's entitled to their own free will, their own choice. And this is what life is about. It's about experience. It's about growth. It's about learning. It's about creating what is good for you. It's about trusting, about believing in yourself. It's about being an individual, about knowing yourself and setting your own boundaries. Because remember, we are born with free choice, free will. So based on that, the only restrictions we have are restrictions that we allow and we put into place. And we've got to decide what is healthy and what is unhealthy for us, because life is about gaining experiences, gaining different levels, using our free will and choice. It's about growing and achieving and learning, and that's what life is about. So everyone will have a different view, a different idea, a different need, a different value, and a different purpose to life. Yes, there is the yin and there is the yang. There is the positive and there is the negative. But based on the free will and free choice, we choose what are we. Remember, there is evil. When we talk about evil, we talk about things that go against the grain of humanity. And when we go against the grain of humanity, that is murder, taking someone's life, that is destroying someone, that is doing things that are unethical, immoral, and not right. It's when you go out with a deliberate intent to destroy someone, that is unethical, that is a dark side. That comes from a different thing, but that again will go to your choice, your free will, because we all got choice. You don't have to follow the crowd. You don't have to do something aggressive or unethical to prove a point. Totally, totally unacceptable.
How do we avoid that? By following our hearts, what's inside our hearts, or following to know that this is wrong, this is not good? Well, for those that might not know.
But you see, we know what is right and we know what's wrong. We know what society allows as good and we know what allows as bad. We know what the laws of life is about. And if we go into the laws of life, it's like you should not kill, you should not steal, you should not covet another man's wife, or adultery. These are things we know are wrong. We know. These are the basic guidelines in life, what we know. If we want to refer to the 10 Commandments, these are the basic guidelines in life, and they are wrong because it's going against the grain. You are basically destructing somebody's life. So the moment you are causing damage and destruction to somebody else's life, there are consequences. And remember, karma is action and reaction. And whatever we decide to do, there will always be, and let's say we've got to take the consequences, because there's always going to be something we got to deal with. So if we're going to put out, we've got to look at what are we doing, what are we putting out, what are we wanting to receive back.
How does the law of attraction come into the whole thing?
Well, you see, basically, whatever you give out, you will have to deal with.
You attract that which comes to you.
And you see, if we go back to it's a little magnet we have programmed. It's our beliefs. And we look at different upbringings and different backgrounds and different neighborhoods and different groups of society. And this all plays a role. But even though you're part of a bad group of society, for argument's sake, living in a gangster-infested area, you see the destruction it is causing. But you also got the choice to say, I want to have something better than this. I want to have a good life. And you got that choice. We all got those choices. It doesn't mean because you come from an abusive family that you got to follow that abuse. I know people say people come from abusive families, so they'll be abusive. Yes, maybe they will, but it's based on choice, because coming from that abusive family, they've seen the pain, the hurt, the destruction it has created and caused and brought upon their loved ones. So do they want to follow that path, or do they want to break away and come somebody that has bliss and happiness and has kindness and love with affection in their life. It's all based on free will and choice. But it doesn't mean because we learned a hard and difficult lesson and it's been destructive to us that we got to repeat that.